I never thought that I'd wake up one cold, rainy morning in northwest Oklahoma in the middle of December to a truck bed full of wild bees, but sometimes your days don't turn out like you think they will. Stick around and we'll try to get these bees out of the truck and see if we can get them set up to make it through winter. Today is the 27th day of December, 2024, and I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel to document Julie and I trying to grow a honeybee business and sell honey. We've been slowly starting to build our honeybee business, if you will, for 4 or 5 years now. We've worked up from 5 hives at the start to going into winter with 23 hives this year. And we would like to double every year, make it to 50 at the end of 2025, and maybe somewhere top out around 200. And I really want to just document that journey for us. And I never thought that our first video would be shooting a video with a tree trunk full of wild bees in the back of the truck at the end of December. I really thought the first video would be over equipment assembly or something like that. But sometimes things don't turn out like you plan. I got a phone call yesterday about 4 p.m. from a friend of mine, a guy that I'd known for really all my life. And he had been out cutting firewood, and he had taken a tree down, he was cutting it up, and in the process of that, he knocked another tree over. And when he knocked the other tree over, bees started coming out from the trunk at the bottom where there was an open cavity. And he hated to see them die, but he didn't know what to do with them. So he gave me a call, and we went out to check it out. And he lives in a very wooded area where there's lots of raccoons, and he said they're not going to be here by morning. The raccoons will just clean them out. So we've got to do something tonight. And then by the time we got out there, it was about 4:30, about 45 minutes before nightfall, and we were trying to figure out the best plan on how to save these bees. And he has some heavy equipment, and so we thought we'll just take the log and put it in the back of the truck. Unfortunately, it's unseasonably rainy right now. It's usually cold here, and it's not as cold as sometimes it gets. It's about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It gets down to about 38, 39 last night, but it's rainy, and that was my concern with how do we deal with these bees in the rain after dark when it's cold. So we put a tarp over them and decided to wait till morning to find a home for them. And I thought about it last night on what to do with them, and I'm kind of at a loss. I thought about splitting the log and trying to put them into a hive body, but I just think that this time of year it's a lost cause. I think the best shot we can give them is to keep them in the log that they're in and stand this log back up and try to give them a good home. My fear is right over the hill is 6 hives that we have, and I don't want those hives to try to rob this hive out. And that full base being open, I think they were coming in and out of a rotten root at the base. So I think what we're going to do is try to stand this hive up, stand this tree trunk up against another tree, ratchet strap it so it's secure, and then bury the bottom part of the base so they can't come and go from the bottom anymore. And then we'll go up a couple foot and drill them a hole that'll give them a whole lot smaller of an entrance for them to protect, but it will give them a place to come and go, and hopefully they can make it till spring, and then we'll see what we do with them in the spring. Maybe we leave them in the tree all summer and try to catch a swarm from them. Maybe we'll break them out and put them into a box. I really don't know at this point. I just know right now that we want to get them out of the truck, get them leaned up to where they're going to be, and hopefully they'll make the winter. The bees that we currently have on this property are right over that hill. We have 6 hives on a stand over there that I'll zoom in, see if we can see. And they are about 200 yards away from where we're standing right now, from where we'll lean this hive up that's in this tree trunk. I was kind of at a loss of where to put this tree trunk full of bees, but on the opposite corner of our property from where the existing bees are, we have this little tree grove. And this tree was in a very wooded area, so we thought that this would be the most similar spot that we would have to where they came from. And we were walking around out here looking for a good spot to put them. And we got this old tree house, and right behind this tree house is a group of 4 trees here that I think we can back the truck up here, and we can put them right in those trees, put a strap around them or some rope around them, try to get them stood upright and get them to hopefully make the winter. What I think we'll do is dig the grass out from inside those trees. And I know that some of their honey run out whenever their tree fell over. So I've got some plywood. We'll put some plywood down with some fondant to maybe make up for some of the honey losses that they had. And then we'll try to stand them up on that plywood right in there by those trees. And we'll cover the bottom with some dirt so they won't get robbed out. We'll give them a new entrance with a drill bit, and then we will see how they make the winter. So the first thing we need to do is dig out a spot in between those trees to give them a good base to sit on where they don't have wet grass going up into their hive. So this is the end result. I think we'll try to put the plywood and the fondant down and lean them up right between these trees. We've got the spot leveled for where we want these bees. The problem is I can't just drag that log out of the truck because the opening where the bees are is up against the cab of the truck. And that is a oak log, 10 foot long, 12-inch diameter. I have no idea how much it weighs, but it's more than I'll be able to lift. So I've been thinking about how to get this log out, and I think that if I tied onto it with a chain, I could back up to one of these trees and drag it out a ways and cut it off. Because I don't think that cavity where the bees are, I think it only goes up in there 3 or 4 foot. So I could cut 4 or 5 foot off that log, make it lighter, and maybe be able to get it out by myself without calling in the cavalry. So we'll try that. These bees are becoming a lot more lively. So I'm going to put my suit on, and then we'll try to get that log drug out a bit and get a piece of it cut off and then go from there. So the cut went well. There's no opening here, so we didn't cut down into the cavity where they're at. The problem that we've got now is the side where the bees are, the opening, is down there where the root base is, that's toward the cab of the truck. So we've got to figure out how to get it out and spun around so that side can drop down into the spot that we've prepared for them. So that'll be the next challenge. Let me get this out of the way, and then we'll see if we can drag this out some more and see if it's light enough to manhandle or not, and see where we're at. This is the spot I'm hoping to get them set up at. So what I need to do is I need to try to back the truck in right here where I'm standing, and then maybe I can pull that log out and roll the piece that's sticking out from the truck out that way and spin it right down onto that dirt pad is what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed, we'll give it a try. So I've got some winter patty here that I'll end up putting right down here and trying to get it underneath them. I may wait until we get it set and then rock it back, or maybe put it there now, I'm not sure. But this is the winter patty on the plywood that we'll put down there. And here we go. I haven't untarped them since last night, but they've certainly found their way out of the tarp. I didn't know how well they would fly this morning, but it's warming up, so they're starting to get out and about. But this is what we're dealing with up inside. You can see the honeycomb right there sticking out the bottom, and that cavity goes up in there, we believe 3 or 4 foot. Maybe we can get a better shot of it here in a second. Now that we've got that tarp peeled back, you can see a better shot of what they've got. They've got some old brood comb, so they've been there for quite a while. And they've got some newer yellowish comb that they've built. So we'll try to get this tree wrestled out and turned, and I'm sure hoping that the majority of the bees and the queen are up in there hiding from us, I hope. I know there's several out flying around, but hopefully the group that we need to make the rest of the winter is still up in there. Callie, move, kid. Move, kid. We'll take one more look at what's up inside there. Really can't get a good angle to see much. You can see where they've been coming and going right there in that opening in the root base. Been their hive entrance. And we'll wind up with that buried if everything goes well, like I hope. Wind up with that buried and then drill them a new hole up a couple of feet. I don't know how to get it out without jarring everything super bad, so I'm wondering if I could just lay it down with this on the ground, lay it down easy with a chain or something, and then stand it up. So I'm not sure. This may get a little sketchy. You know what? There comes a time when saving the bees is worth admitting personal defeat. So maybe I should call the father-in-law and the wife to come help and just hold here until I get some more hands.
Hey, baby.
I am admitting personal defeat.
Oh.
And wondering if you and your dad want to come down and lend a hand.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Love
We'll
you.
be right there.
All right.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. You see this chain that's right under there?
Yeah.
Grab it, and
Actually, I lied.
there should be a hook. It should be, look. Right about.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Okay. Grab it and then pull it through. Pull it almost all the way through. Okay, that'll work. And then throw your end over, babe. And we won't hook it, just throw the whole thing over. And then we'll go under it again. We'll just wrap it around. Ready? Then go over and under again. Actually, that may, I don't think it'll go around again, will it?
Maybe.
All right, I got some purchase on it. I think it's going to go. I think you can roll it from this side.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too bad.
No. Better than I thought it was going to be.
Hey, babe, will you move that block right over there? And then, if you would, grab that patty that's on the stairs to the treehouse and flop down right there in the dirt where your dad's standing. All right, you ready?
Back a little bit.
Back.
This way.
What?
Hold on. So, kind of roll it this way. All right. I think we'll wind up drilling a hole unless we want to try to leave them an entrance at the base. But my thought was to take some of these boards here, because I hate for a skunk or something to get up in there. My thought was to take some of this dead limbs and stack up around
And lay around it.
and then put that dirt over it
Yeah.
and then drill them a hole on up.
Yeah.
So if you want to start stacking dirt or stacking limbs while I go get a bit. And I'm not against leaving them a little hole down there
I was going to say, this
if we can
right here.
if we can make sure that we don't get.
Don't you think that was their natural hole?
I do, yeah,
And they like that.
yeah. If we can just make sure we get it blocked off enough to where skunks won't get into them. I don't care if we leave them a little spot down there. Grab that long board and just hold up right here over to here. You know, we could get some of them flat pavers from Atwood's and just stack around it. Well, I think that I'm just going to leave the truck here because it is full of bees. The entire bed. I don't know if they're dead or alive, but
Well, hopefully it'll warm up enough to make it.
that's what I hope. It warms up enough for them to. Well, I certainly do appreciate it. I think that's as good of a chance as they're going to get. Julie, what are you doing? Collecting bees. All the cold bees in the bed of the truck, huh? And what are you doing with them?
You got a cat.
So we decided to not drill a hole for an upper entrance and to protect their existing entrance down low with a bunch of dirt and rocks. And then we'll just keep an eye on them through the winter and see if there's any activity on warm days or what becomes of them. A big thank you to the father-in-law Jim and the wife Julie and the cheerleader Maggie eating snacks and watching from the truck. So this is the end result. We've got the tree trunk stood up in between this little group of trees. We have those 2x4s screwed in to fasten it so it won't fall over. We've packed limbs and dirt around the base to keep rodents and skunks and other critters out. And hopefully that hole that we left at the bottom would be a good entrance for the bees so they can get in and out of the hive and not have anything that's able to get in and disturb them. Today is Sunday the 29th of December. The bees have been in place for a couple of days and there's some activity at the entrance, so that's promising. They are showing some signs of life. There's also some ants and some other bugs, but I think that they may have a fighting chance. After today, it's supposed to cool down into the 40s, but on the warm days throughout the rest of the winter, we'll continue to keep tabs on them and keep you all updated on their status. Well, thank you for following along as we drug the tree trunk full of wild bees out of the truck and got it set up here for winter. I just hope there's enough bees in there to last the cold months that we have ahead of us and make it all the way till spring. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be sure and keep you guys updated on this, along with the other things that we're doing to prepare for the 2025 season. So like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.